Welcome everybody. We're looking at feeder cattle futures. Okay, these are the January 2022 contracts because these are the most traded contracts right now. That symbol is /GF. Okay, we can see that the price today, as the session's already closed for the day, at 159.45. Now I'm looking at the feeder cattle. For those who don't know what a feeder cattle is approximately an animal that's 6 to 10 months old, gets sent to the feeder lots, and they get fattened up usually on corn, okay? And that's how it works in the cattle industry, okay? So a little bit different than live cattle. A little, obviously a much smaller animal that hasn't been fattened up yet, right? So I'm looking at the price here, guys. We had a high of 160.6 back there. Okay, I'm sorry. I'm on the hourly. My bad. Let's go to the daily chart. Let me get my ducks in a row here. Yeah, finished at 159.45 for the day, and the daily chart still tracking right along that 50-day, guys. The 50-day moving average is 157, about 0.74, okay? 157.74. So we can see that on the feeder cattle doesn't really want to stray away from this 50-day moving average. Today was a down day. Okay, opened up at 160.6. This morning. I'm in Texas, by the way. For those that want to know my time zone, I'm in Central Standard Time here in the great state of Texas. Okay, and it opened up at 160.6. I think the market opens up at 8 a.m. if I remember right. I'm pretty sure it's 8 a.m. Okay, it might be a little bit earlier. Let me just switch back to the hourly just real quick here. And yeah, 8 a.m. and guys and gal closes at 1. So that's the session every day, 5 days a week for the feeder cattle. Okay, and I think live cattle is the same from 8 a.m. to 1 p.m., okay? So we can see today the open was 160.6. It got down to 158.65. And the open and the high were the same at 160.6. So pretty much traded down most of the day, okay? And then traded back up a little bit before the close, but not much at 159.45, okay? I don't see prices going too much higher because you can already see that on the SMI here, prices look a little bit peaky already, okay? And on the longer term indicator, the MACD here, prices are just tracking right along that zero line. Amplitude percent, of course, there's really nothing to talk about there since the price is right up, butted up against the 50-day moving average. All right? So I just expect prices, look at back here, all the way back even in September. Once it came up and touched it, it pretty much hit resistance. Traded down, came up, probably, let's see, when was that? That was October 28th. Hit resistance again, back down. Did get a little above the 50-day here the last 3 days, but looks like it wants to gravitate back down towards the 50-day. So I don't see feeder cattle moving too far away from this 157, 158 area in the near future. Let's take a look at the monthly chart. We always want to look at the long-term prospects. Okay, what is going on here? Okay, so going back, obviously, from May, usually through August, yep, prices always increase, almost always, okay, during that time. Okay, and then a big drop-off in September, tends to be very seasonal. Some years are different than others, but that's what's happened this year. And then prices came back down and gravitating towards this 50-month moving average is at 143.79, let's call it 0.8. Okay, so maybe 144-ish, right in that area would be the 50-month. So we see a temporary bump the last 2 months of prices kind of going back up. But guys, long term, it looks like prices want to come down. A little bit longer term trend, that would be this SMI indicator. Looks like it's still pointing down. If we get a really strong move upward, going into the winter months here, then we'll reevaluate. But right now, it looks a little bit slow, looks a little bit weak. And I don't see, you can see how small these candlesticks are here in November, October, November candlesticks look really small, right? There's not much not a lot of range there. October was only 8 points worth of range, okay? So really small range. They don't expect November to be too much better than what it already is right now, which it's a little better than October, had a range of about 9.82 or 83. It could get a little bit more out of it. but I don't expect huge range. I'm just going to go back and look at some previous years when we're looking at see back here, like in 2019, December had a range of not even 7. November had a range of 9.5, which is about where we're at right now, 9.83. So I don't expect a whole lot of range. What I mean by range is the actual length of the candlestick up and down, okay? So you can see August and September had nice, big, long candlesticks. I don't think we're going to get that in November and December. It just, historically, we tend to get really small candlesticks this time of year. Let me go back even further. Some years are different than others. Even, look at these, really, I mean, these candlesticks had big range back in 2017, but unfortunately they were to the downside. So if we do get big range, normally, let me go back even further. Trying to look for some other months. Okay, there was a November that was big. But yeah, even way back in like 2016, really small candlestick. Well, a range of 10, that's kind of small for December. And then January was 10 also, but unfortunately to the downside. So I don't see prices going, too far upward. At least right now, it looks like prices are kind of stalling here. And if anything, I think they're going to kind of roll over a little bit and come back down towards this 50-month moving average of let's call it 144. All right, let me go look over at the weekly, and then we'll finish up with the hourly for very short term. Okay. Weekly, there's a little bit of room in here for this to go higher, believe it or not. Though we do have the candlestick for this week is red so far for Monday and Tuesday, but it looks like there might be a little bit more in the weekly. So we might get a temporary bump, just maybe. Okay, kind of short term, we could see prices maybe go up a little bit next week. We'll have to keep an eye on that. That is possible. Long term, the MACD is showing that we're still going down. Okay, we're not too far removed from the 50-week moving average, because we just did get a bump off it last week, that nice big candlestick last week. So we're not too far removed from there. So I don't see this come crashing down this week. We did lose 85 cents apparently today. So there's a chance for a temporary bump here in pricing, though I think it's going to be short-lived. Okay, because it already looks kind of peaky here. And we had a lot of divergence going on there, but I think that divergence was this right here, guys and gals. Whenever we see these yellow dots, white and yellow dots, that's a divergence, and usually that means we're going to get prices coming down, which did happen. So that's another thing we want to keep an eye out. If we see any white or yellow dots up in this area, like start showing up like that, okay, if they start even a little bit out into the future, then we definitely want to keep track of that, because that usually would suggest a price decline. We're not seeing that right now because we already kind of had this price decline, and it already suppressed prices, and we're seeing a little bit of price increase. I think it's going to be short-lived, especially for this time of year, but we'll definitely keep an eye on that. Okay, the weekly just looks like it's good that it's trading above the 50-week, but it doesn't look doesn't look like a whole lot more room for that to get much higher. So we'll definitely keep an eye on that. Okay, let's switch over to the hourly and finish up this video. Okay, 50-hour on the feeder cattle. At least since last Tuesday, near the close of last Tuesday, the 50-hour has been acting as resistance. So that's a good thing. But, for the last trading, okay, well, let's see. Is that this whole entire trading session? Yeah, this entire trading session, guys, was basically down. You can just see those candlesticks, almost all of them are red. Okay, so everything is pointing down here. And on the hourly chart for the feeder cattle, guys, looks like we're going to continue to see some price decline going into tomorrow, probably, okay? Because it looks like there's some room there left over for these indicators to come down on the hourly, and the MACD's pointing down too. It probably will return to the zero line. They have a tendency to do that, come down to their bottom lines, okay? So what is the hourly? 157.9. We're at 159.45. I expect tomorrow, maybe Wednesday, Thursday, whatever, we'll keep an eye on it, but prices probably will gravitate towards that that 50-hour moving average, which is rising a little bit. So maybe prices will come down to the 158 area, guys, over the next day or two, somewhere in there. We'll keep an eye on that for sure. All right, guys and gals, hope you really enjoyed the video. Listen, I've had a lot of people ask me about membership. You can see it on the screen here. I'm going to put out 1 or 2 videos per month of what I think are good profitable trades. Listen, guys, $5.95 a month. Oh, there goes intraday session just ended for the stock market. Okay, but $5.95, guys, is a steal. You're going to make that back on 1 trade per month. That is a great price, okay? So I'll probably even put out more than 1 or 2 videos per month, but that's bare minimum what I'll put out. It's a good deal. It's a great offer. Take advantage of it while you can, because I probably won't hold that price there very long, especially I've already had, just yesterday I put out the membership was brand new. Just put it out yesterday, guys, and I already had quite a few people already join in less than 24 hours. So please take advantage of it while you can, because I don't think I'm going to hold that price at $5.95. Okay, so do that. Click the join button right below this video to join. Okay, listen, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Give me a thumbs up. I really appreciate it. Don't forget to click that little bell to be notified of all the videos I put them out. Happy trading, everybody. We'll talk to you all real soon again next time.